Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacino. So, one of our followers asked a question, our subscribers, how do we trade breakouts to new highs? They specifically cited Microsoft and Costco. And this applies to anything. Should cryptos go up and make new highs? This doesn't matter. Futures, stocks, cryptocurrencies, doesn't make a difference. We're all going to do it the same way via price action. So what do we watch for? So I have it here marked off a critical level, and I'm looking at these. I like breakouts to new highs, especially on a weekly basis, so I use the weekly and daily time frames. There's a lot of times in the crypto videos you'll see me use daily and 4 hour. These new highs for stocks, I generally focus on weeklies and dailies. So I have a key level I want to close above. Okay, so we have the rising rotation zone back here on the week of May 7th. We got a key close above a level. Now what I will watch is a return to this critical level. So this was, again, the concept of resistance becoming support. So resistance, resistance. Now and remember, it's not an exact stopping point, but it's an area. So I'm going to watch for a pullback on here, especially on a daily time frame. So let me drop down to the daily time frame and expand this a little more so we can see it clearly. So here's that blue line. So here's when it got triggered, okay, the week of the 7th. And then it pulled back into the rotation zone on the daily. Now this is a perfect kind of entry, a little rotation back up. It gave you multiple chances. So again, you're watching for it to return at or near this blue line. And it's a zone, it's not it's not a stopping point. It doesn't matter if it goes through, it doesn't matter if it's slightly higher. I'm watching for a combination of that area with the rising rotation zone. So it gave an entry here, even gave a potential entry here on this gap down open. It gave another potential area on this spike low. It even gave a potential entry here. So any of those, it gave multiple entries, even better than where it triggered at price. So I'm watching it on the daily. Then I'm going to use my projections. Let me go back to we can just watch it here. I have my low to my highs, which I drew off the weekly. I should actually switch back there. So you can see a key low to a key high, which gives me my 12 and a 25% GAN levels. Just wanted to show you where I got that from. Let me switch back to daily now. And then those are the key levels I use for raising stops. The 12 and a half percent a lot of times. So you see come up here, boom, boom, boom. Then gets through nearly closing the 25. Now this is where you should at least we generally get our stop to break even at this point, because if it doesn't hold here and collapses back down all the way down here, it was a false breakout. So you see now it even returned to recent rotation zone. So now even on the future GAN levels, you can go to 37.5%, 50%. You can just keep trailing your stop up. If you want to be aggressive, you can keep it just below the rising 21. And so here we have some key resistance at this GAN level, and the 21 is just above it. So you can move your stop just below that level. And especially good on a closing basis so you don't get taken out by a spike low that recovers. So that's one way to trade these, using the GAN levels, using our rotation zones, and using support and resistance. We were also asked about Costco. So let's go to Costco. Let's go to weekly chart on Costco. Let me expand it a little. So similar concept with Costco, just really getting above that key level now. So we could have marked off a level here. To show you again, I really focus on the candle bodies. So, but it can come in conjunction with a high or a low. So roughly here. All right, I'll show you how I got that. So we came up, spiked through that, came up close, spiked through it, closed below it, opened on it, moved away. So this gives me a really nice area. Again, this is an area of prior resistance. Returning to the rotation zone, but it didn't trigger something now. Now this week would have triggered something. So this is a good example. So if we drop to the daily, and you can always enter just on the breakout, but you could always enter on this candle here. But now you can see we can watch for a pullback. So we have this key area. So now sometimes you don't get the pullback. That's the little risk of this. So you can always do also a partial, maybe half a position and half a position on the pullback. That's your choice. I just like these pullbacks. So now we have our key support zone right in here. We have the rising rotation zone. So anything back in this area on a pullback is a valid entry. Or you get a pullback, then you could even wait for falling day to turn up a bit so you know it's resuming and now it's not just triggering a false breakout. But those are the kind of things you're looking at. And then again, we have the projections based off the weekly. So this almost came up to 12.5%. So that's always an area that if you once you get in, you can use it to move up a stop. And then definitely at the 25, raise up your stop or move it to at least your entry level to make sure if there's a false breakout and it does retrace, you don't have a ton of risk left on. You don't want to. A lot of times, if these break out and can't hold these levels and go back through the daily rotation zone, it's a false breakout. So you want to be out, even if you take a small loss. Better to take a small loss than hoping, okay, it's going to turn around, and then it just keeps going lower back into the congestion channel. So that's a little tip on how we trade breakouts to new highs. Stocks was the example here. But you can use it for cryptos. If a crypto you're following is going to new high, a future contract, another stock, a foreign exchange instrument. It's all traded the same by us. We will talk to everyone soon. Thanks for the wonderful question. Bye for now.